Assalamu alaikum and hi everybody. This is Zeeshan Hasan, the tutor for Strategic Business Leader SBL. And in this video, in this class, we will be looking at the pre-scene information which is applicable for the June 2025 exam. Okay. Um, so what are we waiting for? Let's move ahead. So first thing first, we have the content that is the introduction, the shoe manufacturing introduction, shoe manufacturing and retailing industry in Lukeland, the overview, the production, the market structure, the sales channels, the challenges within the industry, government developments, industry body, then Shoes Limited, background, ownership, key stakeholders, board, organizational structure, manufacturing and sale process, information and use of technology, then risks, and then website extracts, so financial and non-financial information, some selected summary. So let us start and look at the introduction. Dan Shoes Limited is a company which manufactures and sells shoes. Okay, so they are the manufacturers and they're shoes like Bata, the service, the Nike, uh, Reebok, etc., etc. So it was founded nearly 100 years ago and is currently the fourth largest shoe manufacturer. Okay, it was founded 100 years ago and is currently the fourth largest shoe manufacturer and retailer in Lukeland, the developed politically stable country where it is based. Okay. Shoe manufacturer and retailing industry in Lukeland organization in the industry manufacture adults and children's shoes in factories or smaller workshops and sell them to customers in Lukeland via their retail outlets or online stores. Export sales are made to customers in other countries via distributors. So for example, like we have the speed stars here in Pakistan, who are the distributors of Nike, Puma, Reebok, etc., etc. So this is like that. Shoes were traditionally made from leather, but a variety of cheaper man-made materials have been developed and now are also used extensively in shoe manufacturing. Okay, so they are actually traditionally they were only making manufacturing from leather, but now they have man-made materials as well. So these materials include synthetic leather, which is made from a fabric base covered in plastic. Okay, in Lukeland, revenue from this industry in 2000 X4. In 2000 X4, it was 3,750 million. Average annual growth since 2000 has been 1.71 and forecast average annual growth over the next 5 years is expected to be 1.06. So the growth rate has been declined. Okay. The growth rate has been declined. Let's see how much it is declined. 1.71. Yeah, 1.71 minus 1.06. So 0.65 divided by 1.71. Well, 0.380%. Okay. So 0.380%. You can say it is declined by 0.380% means nothing difficult here. Okay. The growth rate, actually, the low plan for the manufacturer and retailer shoes, the Lukeland market for the manufacturer and retailer shoes is dominated by five Lukeland organization manufacturers, that is Flamingo Limited, Rigo Shoes Limited, Rigo Parish and Co. Limited, Parish Dan Shoes. Okay. And Better Buy Shoes Limited, Better Buy Shoes Limited, Better Buy. So among the top manufacturers done by is that number four. We can assume it. Okay. Together they have over 45% of the market. Okay. So that means these five manufacturers actually have 45% of the market. Over 200 smaller organizations hold the remainder. So out of 100%, 45% share is between these five manufacturers, and the remaining 55% is among the others. Okay. In Lukeland, shoes are produced in way of two ways, either using mass production techniques or they are handcrafted. Okay. So as far as the production is concerned, it's either using mass production technique or handcrafted. Mass production shoes involve the use of machines at almost all stages of the production processes. Although many of these machines need human supervision or human operation, these are four main stages in the production of shoes, whether they are produced using mass production techniques or handcrafting. Okay, so what is the process? As we can see here, part of the top cutting, part of the top section of the shoe, which covers the foot, the upper are cut from materials. Okay, stitching part of the upper are sewn together. Lasting, the finished uppers are molded on a last, which is a mold in the shape of the shoe being manufactured, and soles the bottom part of the shoe are added, and then finishing. That is, the shoe is quality checked and packed. Okay. Lukeland based manufacturers traditionally produce all their output in Lukeland. With the advent of mass production techniques and the development of man-made materials over the last 20 years, a number of other countries have expanded their shoe manufacturing industries to take advantage of the lower production cost which these countries offer. Some Lukeland-based manufacturer of mass-produced shoes have transferred some or all of their production to their third-party manufacturers in this country. Okay. Handcrafting involved the same four stages as the mass production, but the shoes are produced using skilled labor to carry out by hand some or all of the tasks performed by the machines within a mass production environment. For example, the sewing together of the parts of the upper handcrafted shoes are usually made from leather rather than man-made materials and are admired for their very high quality and craftsmanship. They are more expensive to produce, okay, than mass production shoes because of both the high quality of the leather and the higher proportion of skilled labor skilled labor used in manufacture. They are therefore sold at a higher price than mass produced shoes. Okay. The production of the manufactured in other countries outsourced and they continue to be manufactured in Lukeland. So, what are the types of shoes? There are currently four types of shoes manufactured and sold in Lukeland. They are set out in the table one below. Types of shoes manufactured, sold in Lukeland. We have formal or semi-formal formal shoes, handcrafted smart shoes for adults made of leather. You know, the formal shoes which we used to wear for our you know day-to-day office and stuff. Then we have semi-formal, mass-produced, relatively formal shoes for adults made of a mixture of leather and synthetic materials. Okay. Then we have some casual, mass-produced, informal shoes for adults made of synthetic materials such as slippers, etc. And then children's shoes, mass-produced shoes made of the either leather or synthetic. It contains both, you know, the formal or semi-formal and the other casual shoes like slippers, etc., or sandals, etc. Okay. Uh, Types of shoe manufactured, sold in Lukeland. Types of shoes. Uh, okay. Formal, handcrafted smart shoes for adults made of leather. Semi-formal, mass-produced, relatively formal shoes for adults made of mixture of leather and synthetic material. Mass-produced informal shoes for adults made of synthetic material. Mass-produced shoes made of either leather or synthetic material. Now the market structure. Uh, Information about both the five large organization and the smaller organization in the industry set on in table below. Rigo, mass production, good quality, 18 to 13 years old, adult and children, target market, price point, high, 11 is to 1, low, 10 is to 8. So, high, okay, price point is high for Rigo. Rigo means, that means, uh, it shows that, you know, Rigo is targeting a niche market, higher class people. Okay. Then, Flamingo mass production, low quality. Okay, they are also focusing on mass production, low quality casual shoes and children. That is, you know, adults and children. Okay, and their price point is low, so they are using the low pricing strategy. And share of loop line market is 10.8. Then number three, our organization that is Dearn. Okay, the production method they are using is handcrafting and mass production. So they are using both good quality, all four types of shoes. So they are focusing on all types of shoes. Every range is available. Okay, adults and children. Okay, so they are focusing on both types of customers. Price point is medium. It's neither high or low. And the share of Lukeland market in 2004 is 9.4%, and currently at number three. Okay. Then Parish focusing on handcrafting good quality formal shoes, and their target market is adults only. Their price point is high, and their share of Lukeland market is 8.9%. Therefore, slightly lower than our organization, as we can see. Okay, slightly low. Okay, then better buy. Mass production, good quality, semi-formal shoes and children shoes, adults and children. The range is price range is medium. 5.1% is their market share, and then smaller organization, handcrafting and mass production, children's shoes, all types. Okay, therefore, uh, adults and children shoes, all types, adults and children, various. So the price ranges available is various as they are the larger in quantity, the smaller ones, and their market share altogether is 54.7. Okay. Sales. 85% of the revenue earned by the Lukeland shoe manufacturers come, come from the sales made in Lukeland, where they sell direct to customer through their own brand retail outlets and their own online stores. Revenue from selling through retail outlets, offline sales was doubled to 2,260 million, approximately 60% of total industry revenue in 2004 is offline. Revenue from online sales as a proportion of total sales revenue has been increasing over the last 10 years and currently stands at approximately 25%, which is also a big number, and it is 926 million. Organization with an online offering do not make online sales outside Lukeland, delivering to Lukeland addresses only. Okay, that is clear. Historically, the Lukeland industry has had an excellent reputation worldwide for the quality of its products, and so for many years, the proportion of the Lukeland manufactured shoes have been exported. In recent years, manufacturers of handcrafted shoes in particular have been increasing demand for their products. So for markets where there are rising level of disposable income, 15%, uh, 560%, 4 million of the revenue earned by Lukeland-based shoe manufacturers in export. 2000 exports was from export sales via distributors, predominantly of handcrafted shoes. Okay. So here it is a footwear manufacturing revenue split. Export sales, online sales, offline sales, challenges within the industry. Competition has historically been based on price, product range, quality, marketing, and brand name, and distribution channel. Speed to make has become increasingly important over the last 5 years. This is due to growing number of fashion and price conscious consumers in Lukeland wanting to buy shoes more frequently to up with regularly changing fashion trends. Flamingo leads the way in this area. It can design, produce, and be ready to sell a new version of a type of shoe called style in its retail all outlets or online within just a few weeks, allowing the company to respond quickly to changing fashion trends. Household disposable income is the key driver of demand, okay, affecting the quantity, frequency, and quality of shoes signs that the Lukeland economy is slowing down. Growth was 5.1% 5 years ago, but had fallen to 1.6% 2 years ago and was only 1.1% during 2004. Growth in 2005 is expected to be 0.8. It's decreasing, folks. Uh, okay. In line with this economic slowdown, the proportion of the mid-price shoes sold has falling, and the proportion of the low-price shoes has been increasing. Forecast industry growth therefore derives predominantly from sales of handcrafted shoes to both export markets and Lukeland. Okay. There is increasing awareness that employment protection legislation is poor in the country. It's related to the law. In which third-party manufacture used by some Lukeland companies are based, the manufacturing process used in these countries are having negative effect on the environment. As a result, a growing number of customers are unwilling to purchase shoes manufactured in this despite the impact on their disposable income, they are choosing instead the more expensive shoes of manufacturers such as Paris, which emphasize their Lukeland heritage and the quality of their handcrafted shoes. These manufacturers are therefore flourishing in both Lukeland and export markets. This is increasing the need for skilled labor workers in Lukeland as well as attracting new entrants in the industry. Okay, so far, so good. Okay. From product disposal, shoe manufacturing and retailing has a big impact on the environment. The manufacturing process releasing large amounts of carbon dioxide. The industry was responsible for 1.4% of global greenhouse gas emission in 2004. Every year, hundreds of thousands of pairs of shoes are disposable of in Lukeland alone, most of which end up in landfill sites. Take years to biodegrade. A large proportion of the shoes purchased online are returned to the seller if they do not fit, if they are not as described on the website, if they are damaged, or if the customer orders more than one pair because they are unsure of the size they need. The adds to concerns around the environmental impact of the industry. The level of return is driven by the fact that there are no universal foot sizing standards, so shoes may not fit, and because many retailers do not showing if the shoes purchased are not wanted. Now, innovation. Okay, innovations and development. Growing environment awareness and interest in ethical and sustainability source products have led to the development of ethical shoes by a small Oakland-based manufacturer called Kind Shoes Company, an organization which has successfully positioned its ethical and sustainable ethos as an alternative to that of the main manufacturers. Its shoes are made from more expensive, eco-friendly, sustainable resources which have been ethically sourced in contrast to the unsustainable, cheaper, man-made materials used in much shoe manufacturing. Okay. Recycling initiatives are being trialed by a number of manufacturers in other countries, but there are yet to be any significant development in this area in Lukeland. There are increasing level of technological change in the industry. For example, 3D printing can be used to produce prototypes, custom-made shoes, or limited edition of styles. Technology-enabled intelligent shoes are a growing trend. They can measure athletic performance, track fitness, evaluate health metrics, and provide personalized feedback to the wearers of the shoes using Bluetooth to transmit data to smartphone. Okay. Another trend is customizable shoes, particularly athletic shoes, which customers can design and personalize. Virtual and augmented reality technology is being used on some online sites based in Loopland to enable customers to try on shoes to see what they look like on them via their smartphone cameras. Okay. Now, industry body, industry standard and licensing. The Lukeland Shoe Association (LSA) aims to promote the industry domestically and globally. It provides its members with expertise, support, advice, guidance, and insight on a range of relevant topics through its staff, its publications, the network of members, and its links to the Lukeland government. Accreditation by the Made in Lukeland campaign set up by the LSA to promote Lukeland manufactured shoes domestically and internationally indicates that manufacturers have complied with standards regarding the quality and labor and labor standards and sustainability guidance. Accredited manufacturers can use the Made in Lukeland Millmark. Shoes manufacturers, like all other businesses in Lukeland, must comply with employment, health and safety, consumer protection, competition, and data protection legislation. There is a strong system of copyright protection in Loopland. Manufacturer must carry out number of legally required health and safety tests on all shoes to ensure the materials used to manufacture them are non-hazardous. Most staff employed in the industry are member of the National Shoe Union, which looks after the interests of its members at work by, for example, negotiating agreements with employers on pay and conditions. Okay, now Dearn Shoes Limited. Dearn was founded nearly 100 years ago by Dermot Dearn. Over the years, it has built a reputation for reasonably priced, well-made shoes for adults and children. It was one of the first organizations to awarded the Made in Lukeland mark for its formal type of shoes. Okay. Until 15 years ago, all of Dunn's manufacturers was based in a town called Lane in the southwest of Lukeland. At that point, the company decided to transfer most of its manufacturing to the country of Scotland, retaining one small factory in Lane to take advantage of significantly lower production costs. X Company, one of the Totland's largest shoe manufacturers, produces shoes for done in that country. Then head office, the small factory and its warehouse are still in Lane. It is one of the main employers in the area. Shipping from Scotland to Dunn's warehouse in Lukeland is carried out by DT Global Transport. Most of Dunn shoes are mass produced by X Company. Only its formal shoes are handcrafted in Lukeland factory. Its shoes are sold throughout Lukeland direct to customers via its 75 branded retail outlets and its websites. It does not export any of its production. The ownership of the Dun share split as shown below. You can see employment employees have 10%, directors have 15%, others have 5%, while the founders or the family members. So it's a family-owned business, you can say. Okay. Although the majority of the shares in Dearn are owned by the founders' family, none of the family are on the board or have any involvement in the management of the company. Dearn is not listed, okay, on the Lukeland Stock Exchange, but governance arrangements are consistent with good corporate governance. As a non-listed company, directors made the decision not to have audit, okay, nomination and remuneration committees. They don't have it. There is an internal audit team which reports to CFO. So, new audit committee, new remuneration committee, no nomination committee, Uh, they're reporting to, sorry, I mean internal audit, reporting to CFO, right? Let's move on. Key stakeholders are the shareholder, staff, head office, factory, warehouse, retail outlets, customers, third-party manufacturer, distribution partner, DT, global transport, suppliers, bank, trade union, Lukeland Shoe Association. There are high levels of loyalty, commitment, okay, and satisfaction among Dean staff. Staff turnover is low. It is uncommon for several generations of the same family to have worked for Dearn. The relationship between Dearn and Co was very positive. But over the last few years, there have been a growing number of issues with the quality of the output from its factories. Quality checks carried out in Luklat have highlighted poor production quality, number of returns from the customers due to faulty shoes produced by X company has been slowly rising. Delays in the dispatch of orders from X company have also been increasing. Shipping between Scotland and Dearn's warehouse in Lowell is provided by DT and service levels are excellent. Okay. Board and organizational structure. Here it is. Executive chair, non-executive director, non-executive director. We have CEO. Okay. Then non-executive director, non-executive directors on the board. Then we have CFO, COO, CO, Chief Operating Officer, CCO, Commercial Officer, Chief Product Officer, Chief Information Officer, and Chief Human Resource Officer. Okay. Executive chair. You mean the chair or chairman or you know? So executive chair, leadership of the board, good governance, specific strategic initiatives, CEO, the executive team, implementation, the decision of the board, effective implementation of the strategy. That means the head of the company. And executive chair is the head of the board. CFO, financial strategy, internal and external financial reporting, risk management. C, operating officer, factory and warehouse in Lukeland, relationship with outsourced partners. C, CO, chief commercial officer, retail outlets, e-commerce sales, business development. Chief product officer, research and development, product design and development marketing, chief information officer, head office system, website and e-commerce platform, process, communication links with outsourced partners. Then we have chief human officer, resource officer, CHRO, HR function covering head office, factory, warehouse, retail, outlet, staff, recruitment, retention, training, and development. So most of the directors have worked for Dell for over 20 years and relationships between them are positive. They take a risk-averse approach to decision making. Okay. Dell has a functional top-down hierarchical structure, clear chain of command, and formal lines of communication. Responsibility, authority, process are well defined, and the focus within the company is ensuring day-to-day operations to run efficiently and effectively. Okay. The organization is divided into departments. Departments such as finance, purchase, business development, human resource, IT, research, development, customer service, R&D, Dane's head office, the warehouse, factory, and retail outlets from three further departments. The manager of each department comprise the senior management team and report to members of the board. Now the products. Dan sell four types of shoes: formal, semi-formal, children shoes have been manufactured. for many years, and casual shoes have been manufactured for just 10 years. All are made in Totland by X company, with the exception of formal shoes, which are produced in Dearn's own factory in Lukeland. Details are in table 3. Okay. Dean produces 20 different types of styles of each type of shoe. These are reviewed on the annual basis and updated for any changes in fashion, such as color or height of the heel. Those which are performing poorly are no longer manufactured. When a style is removed, a new style replaces it. Dearn is unusual in the industry as it uses both handcrafting and mass production and offer all four types of shoes. So, formal. Then markets these shoes which have the made in Lukeland mark as handcrafted shoes as skilled labor replaces some of the processes which are carried out by machines in a mass production manufacturing environment. They are made of leather and are most expensive shoes sold by Dearn. The target market is 30 to 50-year olds. Parish is the market leader for this type of shoe. It charges higher price than Dearn. Then we have semi-formal. These shoes are cheaper than formal shoes as those are made of rubber than leather. The target market is over 55-year-olds. Dearn is the market leader for this type of shoe, okay, and as a market share just slightly above that of Better Buy. So that means not a big difference. The other leading manufacturer of semi-formal shoes. The casual ones, sole of these shoes are made of rubber and the upper of man-made material, and so they are cheaper than semi-formal shoes. The target market is 18 to 30-year-olds. Okay, a demographic. Dan is okay. Dan is struggling to engage with. Rigo is a market leader for this type of shoe and commands strong brand loyalty among the target demographic. These are mass-produced leather shoes for children. Dan is the market leader for this age group and has an excellent reputation in its retail outlets for correctly measuring and fitting children's shoes. Dan's closest competitor is a small manufacturer called Tiptoe. Okay. Manufacturing and sale process 15 years ago, Dan closed all its manufacturing facilities in Lukeland except for one factory in Lane. It continues to manufacture its formal shoes in this factory and carries out its research and development in Lukeland too. Most of done output is sold through its 75 retail, which are in towns and cities throughout Lukeland. Done has an excellent reputation for high level of customer service within these retail outlets, and this one of the main reason for the organization's success. The company has no retail outlets outside Lukeland and does not export. That's a concern from them. Okay. All of the Dern's products are also available via online offering, which is available to customers in Lukeland only. Customers may collect any products purchased online from their local Dern's retail outlet, as Dern does not offer a home delivery service, which is unusual in Lukeland. This has restricted online sales volume. Currently, only 12% in dollar of Dern total sales are online sales. The stages in which Dern shoes go through from design to being sold in retail outlets are illustrated in diagram below. Okay, here is the diagram. Research and design, create last product prototypes, laboratory tests, for example, durability, safety. Here are the manufacturers. Some stages are carried out by skilled labor, handcrafting, quality check, transfer to and manufacturing process. Machine used at all stages, mass production, shipped to Lukeland warehouse by DT, quality checks. Then we have Pick select items for retail outlet orders, customers online orders, pack them for dispatch to retail outlets, distribute to retail outlets, sell to retail customers, enable collection of online orders. The stage of the manufacturing process are set out in section 2 of this document. Information system and use of technology. Head office has of the shelf finance and human resources system which have been in place for a number of years. The human resource system is fit for the purpose of current operations, but the board is aware that investment will be needed soon in few finance systems. A new inventory system was recently introduced, but it does not provide the transparency Dearn needs over its supply chain. It shows visibility of inventory in retail outlets, but is only updated on a weekly basis for rest of the supply chain. Dearn has made significant investments in advanced manufacturing technology in its Lugeland factory for part of the production process, not carried out by skilled labor. It also has also invested in an automated picking process in its warehouse, which selects inventory for its retail outlets. Manual picking process is used for online orders. There is an e-commerce platform which has relatively limited functionality. This impact Dun's ability to engage effectively with digital marketing. There is also an intranet which includes information and resources for the staff and an area for staff comments. Risks. The following risks are currently on done risk register: supply chain distribution, potential economic downturn, Lukeland, done limited online offering, products recall, product quality issues, environmental impact, shoe industry, and customers' reaction to it. Submission to provide customers with well-made, reasonably priced shoes and an enjoyable customer experience. Vision to become the first choice for shoes for the whole family. The values. At Done, we are guided by respect for our history, a focus on quality of product and service, long-term commitment to our staff. So these are the we can see the mission, the vision, and the values. Now we have some financial extracts over here. Market share, we can see after 2000 X1, we can see market share as per revenue is on downward trend. Sorry. From 2000 X2, a downward trend is here. Even the revenue is decreasing. Gross profit margin decreasing. Customer satisfaction, the most important element, downward trend. Staff satisfaction is also at downward trend. Right. So we have looked at the whole scenario so far, but we are not over yet with the session. So now what would be the requirements? What could be the requirements in the exam, right? Uh, by looking at this area, okay, not choose a different color here. Yeah. So by looking at this area, shoe manufacturing and reliability, I can suggest they can be a requirement on external environments. They can be a requirement of let's choose the different color. Yeah, the requirement could be like assess or might be evaluate the external environment of Lukeland. Okay, and there are the models which can be tested by the examiner in the exam is related, pastel, that is political, economical, social, technological, ecological, legal. They can be Porter's diamond, which can be tested here. Okay. And they can ask you to actually assess the overall uh, standing of what's the company, the Dunn company over the environment, where you have to apply the SWOT, SWOT analysis. Okay. Then we have mass production shoes involve the use of machine at almost all stages of the production process, although many of these machines need so there are four main stages in production. What are they produced using production techniques or handcrafting, mass production, shoe manufacturing? Okay. So in this regard, we can have a questions regarding the in this area. We can have a question regarding the we can have the question on targeting markets overall there. So yeah, here we can have the question on targeting markets, while they can something like that, it's just a guess. They can ask you that assess the position of targeting markets for done company. Okay. And something related to the competitive advantage as well. Now, the market structure information about both the five larger organizations, smaller organization, industries set out below. Here is the market structure which we discussed, right? Again, uh, target marketing, market structure. Here, you can get, you may get a question on market segments, something related to marketing segments. Discuss, for example, discuss the market segments of D-land and the position of the D-land. How can it can be improved? That could be your requirement. Okay. Then sales channels we have from historically the nuclear industry. Now, again, on sales channels regarding the export industry, they can they can be, competitive advantage requirement, or you can say competitive rivalry uh, in the market. So regarding export market can be tested. Okay. So they can ask you to evaluate or assess the competitive rivalry of the export market in Lukeland, advise how we can enter into the market like that. Okay. Advise or we can enter into the market, what challenges we'll face. This kind of requirement you can get. Okay. Uh, Challenges within the industry. Now we have various challenges within the industry, uh, such as, the buying power of customer is high. They have various prices. Uh, they have various choices. The market is slowing down. So this para actually, if you get the pascal requirement, will help you a lot. Okay, so all of these things are there. Okay, then we can have large proportion of views purchase online or return to the seller if they do not fit it. They are all described on the website if they are damaged. Uh, we can have on the requirement on the environmental impact. Okay, so it would be like, what requirement you can have over here. Just a second. Well, we can have requirement over here regarding the environmental reporting from here. We can have regarding the integrated reporting and sustainability reporting. So regarding the what environmental reporting can be useful, how they can help to improve the image further in the market and all. Okay, then we have innovations and developments. So eco-friendly, sustainable resources. See, shoe manufacturing. So furthermore, in well, here data analytics can be tested. Here, big data can be tested. How data analytics and big data analytics can be tested to evaluate the research data, what customers are preparing and all, how they can promote themselves among the customers. Okay, there can be a smart technology which can be tested. Cloud computing can be tested, you know, for example, for trying on the shoes via camera and all. So cloud computing will be required for it as well. Uh, they can be analyzing customer behavior can be tested from here. Why analyze the customer behaviors by looking at the innovations and development research, etc. Industry legislations used in the external environment. Okay, this para will support you there. The and Shoes Limited. So we already know the background already. We do not have to look at it. Then the ownership we can get discuss on the corporate governance structure and improvements can be made. Okay, evaluate can be there, assessment can be there. Okay, where I already discussed the points with you regarding it. Then we have key stakeholders. So assess the position of stakeholders and identify stakeholders. Board and organizational structure we already discussed. Then here it is a total overall detail of it. Uh, the details of all four products are there. So market segmentation can be there, market research can be there, custom from it. Okay, how and which IT techniques can improve the process. Be ready for robotics requirement. Okay, process re-engineering can be there. Okay, from a information system and use of technology, cloud computing already discussed. Okay, and then we have various risks. So regarding the risks, uh, Regarding the risk register requirement can be there. Risk mitigation techniques requirement can be there. Well, definitely will be there. Not can be there, but definitely will be there. Right. So risk measurement, risk assessment, related corrected risk will be there. Risk manager requirement can be there, or heat maps can be there. Tara model can be there. Uh, then obviously one of the requirement related to the financial performance and discussion and the financial performance requirement will be there, right? So these requirements can be there. And now how to draft the answer? See, simply and then after reading the requirements, start reading the scenario and color every requirement with different color. The highlighter, which is given in the question, highlighted, all the requirements. After that, start reading the scenario. After start reading the scenario, what you will do? Uh, for example, you get the corporate governance area, highlighted requirement with yellow, the para with yellow, make some points either in the answer sheet or wherever by putting the requirement and then keep moving on. And after that, just start drafting your answer under those. Yeah, uh, like that, the technique which I told that highlight all the requirements with different color, then start reading the scenario. And for example, you highlighted corporate governance with yellow. Read the relevant paragraph, highlight it with yellow, make some uh, make the headline in the worksheet, and then some write some points. Then you will not have to look at the scenario again and again. Just by looking those points, draft your answer. By this, you will save a lot of your time. Uh, that's it. If you have any other questions, you can ask me anytime on my WhatsApp, which is +92 0302 1777706. Okay. And if you want to give a mock on this pre-scene, then you can contact me, although it will be paid. Okay, it is not free, it will be paid. That's it, and take care.